There were 400 pounds of butter produced at Susquehanna. In the year 1880, there were only 5,000 pounds of tobacco grown at Susquehanna. And there is no recorded butter production at Susquehanna. Do you know why that was?
I don't know.
Would you like to know why that was?
Yes, I would like to know.
We show you Susquehanna when the country was on the brink of civil war. The 13th Amendment, which was passed after the Civil War, meant that workers had to be paid. And the minute we had to start paying the workers at Susquehanna, we could no longer afford to grow tobacco here. That's what happened. What other questions can I answer?
Were there any animals on the farm?
Yes. There would have been chickens. They would have raised pigs. They had cows. They would have had horses. I do not know if they had oxen or not. So they would have had a dairy. They would have made cheese and butter in the dairy. They would have had a smokehouse because they would have raised meat for food. What other questions can I answer for you?
How big was the plantation?
That's a great question. The plantation rested on 700 acres of land. The land was deeded to a family in the 1600s, and it was held by the same family until the year 1894. Typically, they would plant 60 to 70 acres of tobacco, and the rest of the land was used for something else. Would you like to know about tobacco? I can talk to you for a very long period of time about a number of different things. Tobacco is a really difficult crop to grow because it strips the nutrients out of the soil. So the reason they only planted 60 or 70 acres was because you could only plant tobacco for 5 years, and then the soil was so depleted you had to let it rest and replace the nutrients. It took 25 years before you could grow tobacco again. Can you imagine? So the other land was either resting from having had tobacco grown on it, or it was being used to produce the food that was eaten on the plantation. What other questions do you have?
How many slaves did an average planter own?
I don't know about the average plantation, but I can tell you that here at Susquehanna, there were 65 enslaved workers. And when we talk about 65 enslaved workers, when I tell you that, what do you picture? Do you picture 65 men? I did when I read this statistic. In fact, 17 of the 65 enslaved workers were adult men. 17 were adult women. And 50% of them were small children. What other questions can I answer? Yes. We don't know how the Carrolls treated their enslaved workers. We don't know. We have no record of that at all, so we don't know.
There was like what slave life was like.
So if you would like to know how the enslaved workers lived, you can go to the Hermitage slave quarters that are to my left as you leave the building. What we do know is that they tended tobacco here. We know that when the sun went up, we know they were in the tobacco fields. We know that they were picking tobacco worms off 6,000 plants. Every enslaved worker was responsible for 6,000 tobacco plants. And they were picking the worms off the tobacco plants all day long until the sun went down. And when it was ready to harvest the tobacco, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, they had to pick it. And the tobacco juice is toxic. So when they got it on their skin, they got sick. That was the life of an enslaved worker at Susquehanna. What other questions can I answer for you? Thank you for asking those difficult questions.